Hey guys, welcome to a special edition of At G Site. As today,
Masterpiece Theatre Edition.
yes, the Masterpiece Theater Edition.
Dun 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 dun.
Alistair Cook.
So as you can see, we're here in Diamond Hotel. You know, for we just watched the IMAX version of Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol.
Best format for that movie.
Yeah,
Best format.
Ideal.
Pimping it out at G style.
Oh yeah. So as usual, this stars Tom Cruise, and it stands out as one of the first live action foray for Brad Bird, who did The Incredibles and Iron Giant. So plot is pretty much bare thin actually. It's like just the Russians are at it again.
It feels like a traditional good guy versus bad guy Cold War type of movie.
So it's the kind of movie that would be at home in like 1986, 87.
Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly.
It's not like the last three. The last three were more in terms of like very paranoid.
Yeah.
You know, the last three were like all about like, oh, who's the mole? Who's a traitor? You know,
Here it's straight up.
yeah, it's true. It's like basically the story here is that the IMF, Impossible Missions Force, has been set up by someone, so they've been basically shut down.
Disavowed by the U.S. government.
They're framed for a bomb explosion in the Kremlin. So
Like the losers.
sort of, yeah, you know, typical. And you've got Ethan Hunt gathering what remains of
The
the
IM force.
IMF force, and basically trying to find out who the bad guy is, trying to catch the bad guy and stop World War III from happening. That's pretty much it.
I think my big problem with it was that the bad guy wasn't big enough of an actor.
Yeah.
If it was a big enough actor, like previous one was Philip Seymour
Yeah,
Hoffman.
exactly.
The second one, Doug Ray Scott was actually a good villain.
He was
for me.
decent. He was decent.
You know.
He was more like a physical equal
Yeah,
to Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I was expecting some kind of turn, like a heel turn for Jeremy Renner, but no, it didn't happen that way. And in the first Mission Impossible, I didn't like having John Voight be Jim Phelps and be the
Right,
traitor.
right.
Because
You
you
know,
know, I
it's-
grew up
yeah.
watching old Mission
Yeah, it's
Impossible
like spitting
clips.
on the old school
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
And I saw the 80s Mission Impossible remake, which still had Peter Graves as Jim Phelps.
Right.
And for him to be the bad guy in the first was a problem for me.
Yeah.
And consider this, that Mission Impossible, the first one was back in 96.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tom Cruise has been Ethan Hunt for 15 years now. So this one, you know, it picks up where the last one left off with Ethan Hunt being married, but something happened along the way that ends up in a prison in Budapest. And so the IM force has to break him out, which is, at this point, it's Simon Pegg
And Paula
and Paula
Patton.
Patton.
Simon Pegg is in this movie.
It was
Yeah.
the third one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
it was the third one anyway. It was cameo, basically a cameo. But then you know he was so popular in the third one,
Yeah.
they got him as a part of the cast.
Here, the main cameo here is Josh Holloway, also known as Sawyer from Lost.
Yeah, and I had to admit that was disappointing.
Yeah,
I wanted more.
You want more, but at least we thought that tiny part was just him.
Yeah.
But apparently he had more subplot.
Yeah.
And I'm still convinced that Josh Holloway's got a future in action if he wants it.
Yeah,
Because
he showed it here.
When he was on Lost, that first season, you know he was going to be the star. He was stealing every scene he was in.
Yeah.
You know, more than Matthew Fox, more than
That's
any of them. So here, I like what he did.
Yeah.
It's just that, again, the bad guys weren't big name actors.
They weren't. I mean, it was like,
Some generic European dude.
yeah, which was such a waste. I mean, you know, and you came from, that for me was the disappointing thing too as well. I mean, because like, man, Philip Seymour Hoffman just nailed it in the
Yeah,
third
because
one.
he was
for me.
really slimy. and
Yeah, he
grimy
was a
and
nasty
dirty.
piece of work.
You know what would have worked? Anil Kapoor, who was the guy in Slumdog Millionaire, the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and he was also in the last season of 24, the final season. He has a part here as an Indian dude who's kind of a lecher.
Yeah.
If they
Lecherous
made
son of a
him
bitch.
the main bad guy, that could have worked for me because he's a big enough name. He's got name recall across Asia, and you've seen him in big movies and big TV shows. If they gave him the main bad guy, that would have worked for me. But it was lacking.
It was minor. It was
Yeah.
he had a minor role.
I mean, he was
He's more
hilarious.
Yes, so yeah, he's
More
just really
comic
comic
relief,
relief than
yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I mean that was the thing for me. But you know, and props to Brad Bird for he shows he's got the makings of an action director. Especially, oh my God, that scene
That scene in the middle was
in
really
the middle. When
to
they,
be. It has to be seen in IMAX because. Whoa! It really takes your breath away.
Yeah.
I mean,
they shot in the Burj in Dubai, and it's like basically it's this sequence where Tom Cruise is scaling the building. It's like 100 stories high, and it's insane. And he did it. There was no CGI here. He really scaled that building, and it's amazing. It just gives you that sense of vertigo, especially when the screen widens out. Oh man, it's crazy stuff. But for me, I think that was the best part.
for me, that-
Everything Dubai.
Yeah, everything in Dubai. I mean, there's this big action chase where Ethan Hunt ends up chasing after this arms dealer into a sandstorm. He chases him on foot, then chases him with a car through a sandstorm, and I've never seen that in the big screen or on TV.
Right, right.
For me, that it's can't be a breath of fresh air because there's sand, but it was different, and I like that.